Why hello everybody, Spencer here, also known as Lego Dude 11, and in today's video, this is a brand new movie review out on the channel, and in today's video, this is my Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie review, and I have been looking forward to this movie and making a review of it for so long, ever since they announced this movie. So without further ado, let's discuss. Alright, so without further ado, I do have my list of notes here that I do take down of typically every movie or TV show I do have. There's been a couple of reviews where I haven't done it, but I did take down notes for this movie. Just saw it this weekend, like 2 days ago. I saw it on Saturday. Today I'm recording this on Monday. But saw this with a couple of friends of mine. Then I discussed it, talked with it, about it with them afterwards. I made a vlog of it. If you have not seen that vlog, be sure to check it out right up there. This was a blast, actually. I had a great night seeing this movie. Afterwards, we went and got some Cold Stone ice cream. So that doesn't have anything to do with the movie. I just want to express my love and passion for these nights that I go see movies with my friends. But it's just, I love the night discussing these movies, not just like going home afterwards and not even saying anything about it, but we got to discuss what we just saw, have other conversations, which is really fun. A little bit of housekeeping, just what happened that night. If you missed the vlog, be sure to click the card that's right up there. But let's get to it. So the first thing I have down is the score and the soundtrack that I always talk about with movies or TV shows. With anything, I love music. But coming out of the first Sonic movie, guys, I adore that movie. Don't watch. Your kids shouldn't watch this. Don't watch the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie review I did. It's not that great. But I did do a review of it. I love the first movie. And one of my favorite things about the first Sonic movie is the soundtrack. I just endlessly, it's one of my, the Sonic movie is one of my favorite video game movies. And that soundtrack is just unbelievably good. I just can't, I nonstop listen to it, and I think this one, I wouldn't say it outdoes it, but there's some good tracks from this new one. Even some other songs that are incorporated in this movie, like Barracuda, which I just was jamming to when they played that. I was like, and then Tom Holkenborg is the composer for this movie. He just goes all out with it. I think, like I mentioned with, there was another movie I said that Michael Giacchino, I think, could be the next John Williams in the next 5 or 10 years. But Tom Holkenborg with this movie, he just does some great motifs and everything. Like with the video game sounds and all that. It's wonderful, and I praise it. So, one of my favorite things to this movie, one of my favorite additions to this movie is specifically the soundtrack in and of itself. So, want to focus on that a little bit, and I did. So, let me know what you think of it in the soundtrack down in the comments below, if you care about it. If you're not into music, kind of probably isn't your thing, but for me, I definitely think it's a worthy addition to notice of the film. So, with that said, let's talk about my first reactions to the film. And if you don't know what I mean by first reactions, like, what did I think as I was watching the movie? I thought everything was pretty much well done. I must say, going in, like, I was very hyped, because I thought at the end of the last Sonic movie, I thought the tease, I'm like, I want to see another movie right now. And then when we got the first trailer for Sonic 2, I loved what they were showing us in the trailers, and then going into this movie, I had a lot of hype. And I was giddy. I was very giddy. And when they showed the Sega intro, like logos, I just was getting giddier and giddier. And when I was watching the movie at the theater, I was like, there was a smile on my face from beginning to end. And this movie did not disappoint with everything that happened in it. Now, I say that, and I want to just kind of elaborate with what I was saying with my friends when we were eating our ice cream afterwards in the vlog. I don't think we really specified this in the vlog, but one of the things we talked about was how There were certain scenes of it that felt kind of stupid, that we were laughing at it, not with the film, but like it. There were certain scenes of it, and I'll get to this later about the B plot, but there was a certain scene where it was like there was a dance-off battle that just kind of didn't make any sense, but it just kind of like went along with it, and it's like, all right, this is fun, like stupidly funny, that it just kind of makes for like a good kids movie. Like the Sonic the Hedgehog, these movies are supposed to be geared towards kids. Obviously, one of the things last year, which I did make a movie review for this, which is the Space Jam 2: A New Legacy movie, which I personally really enjoy. I like the Looney Tune characters, but I'm not gonna say that movie's bad. It just has some things that are geared towards kids, and in a plot that doesn't really make any sense. But this movie, for instance, the dance battle, it doesn't really have anything to do with the main story or like Sonic video game adaptation like lore, but it just is a good, funny moment that everybody can laugh at. You have a good time, and it's just there. But anyway, with that said, I loved everything that happened in this movie. With my first reaction, just like, whoa, this is awesome. I cannot wait to see what they do next. Moving on, weird segue there, but anyway, we have some old and new characters in this movie, and I do want to focus on a little bit from the old ones, like James Marsden's Donut Lord. Great, I still love the character. Nothing has been like weakened by him. Still there, still great acting, everything. Sonic, still funny. I love Ben Schwartz's voicing in as the character. Also, the girlfriend Maddie, she was great. Her and her sister Rachel just upped the ante on this. I could not believe just something I will mention with the B plot a little bit, but just their characters, they raised them up, I think, from the previous one. And many people complained, I was hearing this elsewhere from some other reviews, that they should get rid of the human characters. I'm like, why? I feel like they're kind of crucial now, that if they got rid of them at this point, I feel like it would just be like, wait, where did they go? But that's something else for, I guess, another time. But and then the new characters that we saw last time, we saw Tails come back with this, which is the original voice actress that voiced her in the video game. So I think that's really awesome that they brought her back. Sounded great. The character is just phenomenal. I wouldn't call him funny, but I would say that he's a very important character in this movie, which is something I do want to touch on later. But we have new characters such as Knuckles. Well, I guess Tails is a new character. Knuckles, and, well, I guess a spoiler character, which I won't get to right now, but Knuckles is awesome. He definitely reminds me of Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy, because he just says all these different one-liners or stupid jokes that not stupid jokes, just references, like, back to, comments back to Sonic, and like, well, why are you joking at this? And just lines that imitate Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy, that just, if you haven't seen the movie yet, you'll understand as to why that is, but it just makes for a funny character. Every time he's on screen, I love it. Idris Elba is great, perfect casting choice for this character. I do like it a lot, and I can't not wait to see Knuckles again. I heard that they're making a Knuckles series on Paramount Plus, coming out this year, maybe next year. I'm kind of interested to check that out. Might have to get the streaming service now because of it. But anyway, by the way, Jim Carrey is back he was an old character, coming back as Dr. Ivo Robotnik, Dr. Eggman. But I loved him in this movie. I liked him in the last one. He has his new Dr. Eggman iconic look from the video games, and he's rocking it. I love it. I loved his presence, his Jim Carrey shtick in this one. So, yeah, we were discussing it after the movie, and I said, if this is Jim Carrey's last movie, okay. I guess he nailed. I mean, he had a good career. He landed, and I mean, I don't know. I'm seeing. By the way, there might be spoilers in this video, but there will be spoilers. But seeing as kind of how the movie ended, I don't know how he'd be back, but hey, I mean, if this is how he ends, this is how he ends, and he had a good career from The Mask and Smoking, it's party time, and to Ace Ventura, to Dumb and Dumber, to oh man, what's the other one? In Living Color, to Liar Liar, to The Truman Show, Bruce Almighty. He's had an endless catalog of movies. To The Grinch, Horton Hears a Who, which is an animated one, but he did do a voice in that. But there's just many things, an endless catalog of his that is so great, so funny. I just love rewatching him, and he was great in this movie. So moving forward, there was a lot of humor as well, by the way, that I just kind of mentioned with Knuckles and Eggman, both of them on screen together. The comedy is great in this one. I just love all the humor with Sonic and Knuckles and Eggman combined. I think just even some moments with Tails and Sonic in there, it definitely made for a very comedic movie, I must say. The effects in this movie are beyond incredible. I will say that I feel like after the first Sonic, I was blown away, but I feel like this one, the effects, I was going to say are overdone. They're not overdone, but they're just even better than the first one. They're increased with the background design, with the when the labyrinth, when the pyramid opens up and you see it, it just looks so visually well done. It doesn't look too overdone like in some movies. It's like, ooh, that's disgusting. No. It just looks. It looks like the Sonic games. It looks like the Sonic games. From the first movie, when you have Green Hill Zone, it just looks visually like you want to be in that world. It just looks amazing. Yeah, and when Sonic's doing his Sonic moves, like in the ball or just running really fast, it just looks stunning. It looks stunning. Moving on from there with the effects, I do want to talk about the B plot a little bit because this was something I wasn't expecting. Yeah, I just wasn't expecting it because going in, I had heard many people say, I didn't get spoiled by this movie, but I heard people say, "Oh, the B plot is totally irrelevant," because I heard that they went to Hawaii and they went on vacation not on vacation, but went to a wedding because you see it in the trailer that they're at a wedding. But I'm like, I heard people say that the B plot's super irrelevant. I'm like, okay. Going in, I'm thinking that I'm not gonna like either I'm not gonna like the B plot, I'm gonna enjoy the entire movie and just not care. But as I'm watching the movie, it took a total turn. By the way, there might be some spoilers here. If you don't want to get spoiled, just leave and come back until you've seen the movie. But if you don't know what I'm talking about because you haven't seen the movie, it won't make sense to you at all. But the B plot takes a total turn once Sonic and Tails arrive there, and I'm just like, wait, what the heck is going on? And my friend is just like, whoa, this took a total turn that I was not expecting. I'm like, well, yeah, and I was loving every minute of it. I was laughing my head off once Sonic and Tails got into the B plot, and I'm just like, this is Sonic, but I'm loving every minute of it. Like, the human characters definitely were crucial to this movie. Once the guy Rachel's about to marry just is on the SWAT team, because you know what I found funny about it is the guy Shamar Moore, who was in the movie Sonic 2, is in a drama, or I don't even know if it's a spin-off of Law and Order or whatever it is. They came at me. I just totally got hit with lots of comments, not really. But called SWAT. He's on a TV show called SWAT. So I'm like, it's just kind of ironic that he was placed in this role as a SWAT member. I'm like, come on, man. And just the whole movie took a total turn in a good way. I was laughing my head off when she went off the rails to try to get back at him because it was a fake wedding. I'm just laughing my head off. And then they played Barracuda, her riding the golf cart. I'm just like, what is this? This is hilarious. And then using all the gadgets from Tails' backpack, I'm just like, what? I cannot wait to just watch this movie. It's a wild ride, I must say. I'm so glad they had that scene in it because I was laughing. I'm thinking like right now what I like more, that scene or the dance off scene. I don't know. Both of them are very different. I think I laughed more at the wedding scene at just when it went off the rails because I was so confused and just like so engaged in that moment. I was like, what's happening here? The dance off I liked. I was just jamming to the music. So I wasn't really laughing at that moment, but I did enjoy it nonetheless. So anyway, that's my thoughts on it. I loved everything, all those scenes, but it's anyway, that's my thoughts on the B plot. Just like what was happening here, and and it made for like a good comedic sense. Like it wasn't like maybe some people don't like it, but to me, I found it had nothing to do with the main story. Again, I will say that much. Like I understand that, but when once Sonic and Tails got there, like the Olive Garden guy, come on, they referenced the Olive Garden guy. He was back. Even though I had nothing to do with the main story, I feel like there were some tie-ins to the first one, and that they're like trying to sabotage the wedding. It just made for all-out laughs. Now, if you didn't laugh, I apologize. I'm sorry, but I got a kick out of it. I loved it. I love that it just went off the rails, and I'm taking too long. But that's my thoughts on the B plot right there. So next up, I do want to talk about the references and the Easter eggs that were in this movie. And if I try to remember correctly, there were just so many. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to calm myself here from what I was just talking about to now. But when the movie starts off, you do see. There's going to be spoilers right now. I better warn you. The movie starts off in the Mushroom Planet, and you see a big rock with the classic Dr. Robotnik Eggman face on it, which was nice to see a reference to that. Even though we have the mustache and the goggles, it was nice to get a reference to that. And these are, by the way, if there's references I missed, type them down below in the comments section. But there was also a once Knuckles meets Dr. Robotnik for the first time, he's like, "Where'd you get that quill?" And he says, "From a blue menace on the planet called Earth. I can show you the way." That I felt was so good. I don't know if it was cringe or not, but I thought it was used in the best way possible. I was so that they had that meme in there was so incredible, just incredibly used, and I loved it. They also had when Sonic and Knuckles are fighting, and Knuckles does the punching thing. It was kind of a reference from one of the video games I saw over on a YouTube video. They had like the side-by-side clips punching. Nice reference there, and kind of like doing the Sonic moves from some of the other adaptations and stuff. Nice uses there from different Sonic moves. Also, Sonic and Tails and Knuckles were on the planet at the end, going towards the classic metal Death Egg Robotnik's like machine robot guy. So there kind of were two references there when Tails is flying the plane from the video games, and also the Death Egg there. And Dr. Robotnik in parts of the movie, when you see him in the ice cave there, he has the big like wrecking ball in his big chair. I love the references with the Rock, the Dwayne Johnson, and Vin Diesel, which they also referenced Vin Diesel in the last one. So I was like, there's another Vin Diesel reference, but they kind of mentioned Fast and the Furious there. They also mentioned Sonic was like, "Why do you look like the Monopoly Man, Professor X and the Monopoly Man?" I laughed so hard at that. I'm like, he does. He looks like Professor X and the Monopoly Man. That was great. And they did the little snowboarding scene, kind of referencing Sonic in the Olympics video games, which was cool. And then the Winter Soldier reference, which you hear in the trailer. Just so many references and Easter eggs. He also did the little slow-mo scene there. And I'm trying to think of other Easter eggs that I can think of, but I'm trying to think of other big Easter eggs that off the top of my head besides those ones right there. there was one thing I do want to talk about. Kind of goes back to humor / references. This was one thing that I found really funny when Knuckles and you see Dr. Robotnik and Dr. Stone, Agent Stone, and Knuckles all standing around, and they're looking as Donut Lord. They're trying to pretend to be Donut Lord on the phone, texting Sonic. You see him, and he's saying, "Just chilling, watching TV," and then Knuckles is reading that, and he goes, as he's texting, like on messaging, it kind of has like that little like typing thing, like with the dots, and he goes dot, dot, dot. I was just laughing. I even heard that people were like quoting the movie saying that, and I'm just like, I don't understand. And then I was laughing at that moment because now I understood. I'm like, oh my god, this is what it is. This is hilarious. One of my I think that's one of my favorite lines from the movie now. I'm just gonna have to do that to everybody now when they're texting. I'm just gonna have to say that to them. But no, really, seriously. That was great. There were some other things when I get to the ending here I do want to mention, but as those were my favorite references and Easter eggs in the movie. If there were other ones that I missed, be sure to tell me down below. I do want to mention, before I get to the ending and the post-credits, I do want to mention the huge message of this movie here that I definitely took to heart. It just resonated with me so much. I do love the first Sonic movie. That one I will hold so dearly, but this one had so much. I couldn't believe when I was watching this. I'm like, I just got, I almost broke out in tears. Like I almost could have shed a tear, but I didn't. The fact that family, the last one kind of dealt with family, but this one dealt like when Tails, you hear Tails talking to Sonic and how Tails got inspired by his hero, and then he had to go find him, save him from the threat of Knuckles and teaming up. Well, I guess he didn't know of Dr. Robotnik, or he did, trying to save them from that evil threats, and then how he's just inspired, and then they all came together, and then Sonic got the message from Tom, and Sonic shared that same message with Knuckles at the end. It was so heartwarming, so resonating. I just love this message about family coming together and being inspired by other people. That's I almost cried at that moment at the end there, but I took in this huge message, and I hope other people get something out of this message too. Not just like, well, this is a kids movie, and there's a bunch of like action and video game references and this and that. I hope people got the message out of this, because I hope people do, because if they didn't, something's wrong. But no, I definitely did, and I hope you guys did as well. But I do want to go along and continue my thoughts on the ending and the final battle here. So anyway, when finally you see after Knuckles and Sonic have their little talk, and then they're flying the plane towards the Death Egg there. But by the way, this totally left my brain, but another Easter egg from the video game, Sonic video games, I guess Agent Stone in the comics has his own, or I don't even know if it's Agent Stone, but there's a coffee restaurant called the Mean Bean in the video game. So when Agent Stone is making his coffee, he has the Mean Bean Coffee Company, which is kind of a neat reference. I didn't know about it, but it's neat that they had it in there. Anyway, when they're flying to the Death Egg, and they battle, they all team up and have their quirky one-liners, jokes and stuff, and then they do all the Sonic moves and all this. They all fight together, which is awesome. I love their team up. I was so excited to see them finally team up. And then, Dr. Robotnik has the Chaos Emerald. He's using it with Agent Stone. They use it together, or trying to battle it out with a team. And at the end, you see Sonic team up with the Wachowskis, with his family. And then the crystal, the emerald, gets destroyed, and he has to use the gems to become Super Sonic. He calls him Dad. He says, "I love you, Dad," to Tom. And finally becomes Super Sonic, which I didn't even think about when I was watching these trailers for this movie after the first one. Super Sonic didn't even come to mind. I'm just thinking about what characters could be in this movie, and then I'm like, oh, Super Sonic with the Chaos Emerald. Yeah, I was watching this movie, and I'm like, whoa, yeah, baby. And that was that was probably another favorite scene of mine. Just after all those stupidly hilarious B-plot moments, this was a payoff that I was so excited to see in this movie, with Supersonic just going no, I was gonna say all out bonanza, all out like behemoth mode, and just taking out the Death Egg with his powers, just doing the punches and crushing the thing down. When he just trolled around the head and just destroyed it, it was made for an epic battle at the end there. And then when he did the little toe kick there, he's like, well, I guess that's how it is. And he just falls and destroys the metal Death Egg. I loved everything that happened at the finale. But also, when that happens, I'm like, well, I guess Jim Carrey's done. But I've heard some people say that he could be back. I don't know why. I think that this is a worthy ending to his career. Not saying that he can't be back, but it definitely makes a way for, like, well, he's gone. He's done. Like, that's it. That's what he wanted to do. But if he comes back, he comes back. I have no issue with it. I'm just saying that made it look like that he was done. And just the way that he ended was just all out funny, with the line that he said, "Later, haters," but he's gone now. So yeah, that was a great finale, and I do want to talk about the post credits and my final thoughts. Also, the ending baseball scene was an awesome reference. There were some references with Sonic that he kind of said in the first one, like when he's talking to Knuckles at the baseball field, and he's like, oh, "I can't with that guy." That was hilarious that he said that again. At the same time when he did with the baseball scene in the first one, so that was kind of funny. That was just a nice nod to the first one. So, the post-credits. There's only one post-credits, I believe, that I know of, because the first movie had only one as well. By the way, you're going to get spoiled here. Big spoilers right now. If you haven't been spoiled already, you're going to get spoiled now. Why are you here? Why are you here if you haven't seen the movie? I'm just kidding. So, when the remnants of the Death Egg and the military, the SWAT's there, Olive Garden guy, General, not General Mayhem, that's a different movie, that's a Lego movie. The General and his assistant are there cleaning up wreckage of the Death Egg, and you hear him talking about they found records that dated back 50 years ago, coordinates to something. And you just see this big cylinder rise up in this, that's been like carbonite that's been frozen for over 50 years, and it's Project Shadow. I was freaking, I was getting hyped and so excited in the theater about it, because out of all the characters I want to see, that was the next one I want to see. I'm just so excited for Shadow. I am so pumped for this next one, and if he's the antagonist in Shadow the Hedgehog, in Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I'm quite excited. I'm quite intrigued by this Knuckles series, but nothing gets me more excited than the next Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie. But I am pumped for it with Shadow and everything they got coming in with this franchise. So yeah, I absolutely loved it, because one of my things I wanted to see was Shadow, and that finally paid off in the post-credit scene. So that happened. Again, Supersonic, Shadow, Knuckles was great, Tails in this. Everything finally paid off in this movie. I cannot wait to see Sonic the Hedgehog 3. My final thoughts are, this was a movie I've been looking forward to for 2 years. It finally paid off. I think this deserves a 9.5 out of 10. There were some things that kind of weaved and stuff that didn't make sense throughout, but I think it deserves a 9.5 out of 10. If that's too much, let me know what you would rank it down in the comment section below. But I do want to mention a couple of things where I want final thoughts on the next movie. I would like to see, I don't know a whole lot of Sonic lore. I've just kind of played through the Sonic, Lego Dimensions Sonic, a bit of other Sonic, seen some videos here and there. I do know a little bit, but I get giddy about this franchise because the first Sonic, like, I've always liked seeing Sonic the Hedgehog. The movie was just a blast, and I cannot wait for more. But I don't know, like, a whole lot, like, oh, they should do this from the game, this from the game, this from the game. These are just the characters that I kind of want to see next. So if there's something like that you say they should do this, cool. I'm just going to say that I think they should go back to Green Hills maybe at some point, to go to some other planets. That would be kind of cool. use the rings to go places, not just be on Earth. But that would be nice to implicate into the storyline next time. So the characters I do want to see though, after going to other planets, maybe back to Green Hill Zone would be nice. Big the Cat, Silver the Hedgehog, Amy Rose. No, this is in no particular order, by the way. Big the Cat would be nice. Silver the Hedgehog, Amy Rose, basically anybody. Vector the alligator or crocodile, whatever he is. And any of the other, like the Wing Girl, there's like that Wing Girl. Those characters I do want to see. Though. Silver the Hedgehog, Big the Cat, Vector the alligator, Amy Rose would be really nice. There's some other other Sonic characters from the games that I have seen, but I can't remember their names. But and also have the Chaos Emerald make the Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic in the next one would be really nice. Unless they don't do that, they just have Shadows the antagonist, and then maybe in the fourth movie they have Metal Sonic. But I'm beyond pumped for whatever they got coming. I'm a huge fan of this franchise now. After the first one, I didn't even know how big this would get, and now it's looking massive. I mean, not massive, but it's growing, and I'm quite excited for what they got down the line with this franchise. I am pumped, guys, if you can't tell already. But let me know what you thought of this review. Please leave a like if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel family down below, Lego Dude 11. Be sure to hit it. Be sure to follow me over at Boba Fett Jedi Master for new posts of what's going on daily here over on the channel and elsewhere in my life. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe. Boba Fett Jedi Master, links down below. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and follow me. Be sure to tell me what your thoughts are on this review and the movie was Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Didn't see Morbius. I already shared that on my community page. And also, next review will be Moon Knight, and then after that will be Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange 2: The Multiverse of Madness. Got my tickets pre-ordered for that, and as always, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep calm, play Lego. See you guys in the next review. Bye, everyone.